when you get to look on my board, I have written passive income, and I have another name there, active income. I don't know whether you can guess what I want to talk about, but this is what I want to talk about. From observation, especially from different online platforms, I usually feel like there is a very big war and misunderstanding between the two different types of income activities. And this war usually comes to fight the people who talk about passive income, because in the internet nowadays you'll meet a lot of people talking about passive income earners. That is the like of treasury bonds, treasury bills, the likes of circle, the likes of money market funds, the likes of shares, all that. And you'll find someone talking about treasury bonds. Then kwa comment upate mtu amesema ni heri kufuga kuku. Mwingine aseme sijui ni heri ununue shamba wapi, sijui uanze kufanya nini. So there is that misunderstanding. I would start to say that there is a difference between passive income earning and active income earning. And huyo mtu mwenye amekuja kusema kwa comment ni heri kufuga kuku ama sijui ni heri kufanya biashara gani, they are talking about active income, while the conversation is about passive income. So they are not wrong, but they are just giving good ideas or right points, but on a wrong discussion. Because I believe majority of the people, when we talk about active income, there are those people who are in business. And when I mean that you are actively in business, it means that you wake up on a daily basis and you go to your business location. That is an active income. But if you already have a business that is established and it does not need your involvement, it gets to the side of passive income. Because passive income are those income avenues that you don't want to be, you don't necessarily need to be engaged. So if you have a business that is already self-sufficient and running and you don't need to be engaged, that is a very good source of passive income. But if you have a business and you have to wake up every day and go to that business, you are still on the side of, your business is still on the side of active income earning activity. So number two, there are people who are employed. So basically there are those two, either you are in business or you are employed. May it be in the corporate section, may it be you are a casual laborer. The fact is that what you do for active income is you are employed, and that's where you get your income from. But when we talk about treasury bonds, someone investing in treasury bonds, you see, someone who has invested in treasury bonds, this guy does not wake up every day to go to CPK. You see, people react like when someone is talking about treasury bonds, people react like you are telling them you should wake up every day to go and invest in treasury bonds. So you should wake up every day and go to CPK. That is not the case. They are not involved in activities that happen in CPK on a daily basis. When you talk about stocks, this guy does not wake up. We don't mean that you wake up every day and you go to NSC. You don't need to wake up every day to go to NSC. When we talk about money market funds, you don't need to wake up every day to go to your fund manager. When you talk about deposits from circles, we don't mean that you wake up every day and you go to ABC circle. and check and get involved in whatever they are doing. So we are talking about passive income. So whenever someone talks about a passive income, and you come fighting them with saying that it is better you do business, you are not restricted to own a business and still be an investor in treasury bonds, be an investor in stocks, be an investor in money market fund, be an investor in a circle. There is something we call diversification. And it simply means don't put all your eggs in one basket. So, no, you see, when you focus on one single stream source of income, let's say you are in business, you are selling whatever you are selling, or you are farming, you are rearing whatever you are rearing. If your business comes to a standstill one day, it would mean that you don't have other source of income. But if you had other sources of passive income, even if your business goes down, you will have a fallback plan. You will have some savings in a money market fund. You will have some savings in a circle. You will have some treasury bonds that you can liquidate and get maybe to bounce back to your business again. If you are employed, it does not mean that you cannot be on the other side. So this is what you wake up to do on a daily basis. And this is what that can give you some income and cultivate a saving culture in you, that you don't need to be engaged on a daily basis. So if you're employed, it does not mean that you cannot invest in treasury bonds, you cannot invest in stocks, you cannot have a money market fund account, you cannot have some deposit in a circle. What if your employer gives you a termination letter one morning? What gets to happen? But if you had some other passive sources of income, you have some treasury bonds that you can liquidate, you have some stocks that you can sell, you have a money market fund that can pay interest, that will pay you a house rent that month, that you will not be working as you try to figure out things. You have a circle that can give you a loan and enable you to do something else. So I hope you see the whole difference. Like, there's no restriction that if you're in business that you cannot do this. And whenever someone gets to talk about passive income generation means, they are not telling you to wake up every day to do this. These are things that do not engage you in any way. So don't come fighting them when they talk about these avenues. They are not telling you to not to do whatever that you are doing. Yes, whatever you are doing is the best thing you can do. But it is good to have to diversify, to have a fallback plan. Being in business does not restrict you from having any of this. Being in employment does not restrict you from having any of this. And being in any of these does not mean that you don't do this. So in fact, it is the income you get from either of the two that you bring to the other end to create some kind of diversification. So I don't see the need of that kind of a fight between majorly the business owners and people talking or campaigning towards these passive sources of income. Like, it is not what we want you to wake up and do on a daily basis. Be in your business. Where do you deposit the profits that you get from your business? Or do you mean you plow back that profit to your business immediately? You are employed. We don't say that you wake up every day to go to CBK to buy treasury bonds. But where do you place your savings at the end of the month? So there is a difference between the two types of income. So there should not be any kind of fight between the two as far as you sit down and get to understand the difference between the two and how the two are connected. I hope you get the whole concept that I tried to derive.